This is Krugman's wealth equation, which describes how a person allocates his wealth between local and foreign currency. The allocation can equivalently be represented by a line in this graph. Unfortunately, Krugman leaves this equation untouched and jumps to two other submodels to explain currency crisis, without success. Instead, I shall prove that this equation is indeed a crisis model. Suppose a person, say John, has a net wealth of $10 million or 1,000 million yen. His asset allocation can be described by Krugman's equation or be represented by this line. The exchange rate is 100, and so is the slope of the line. Suppose he keeps half of his wealth in local currency and half in US dollar. That is 500 yen and $5, both in million. If the government increases the quantity of money by 100%, the exchange rate becomes 200 and the slope becomes steeper. The portfolio of this guy looks unchanged, but it is only an illusion. Had he kept all his wealth in foreign money, his wealth line would be the steeper one passing through the $10 million point. The fact that he had not done so caused him part of his wealth being taken away by the government. So the steeper wealth line shifts inward. Some people call this taxation by inflation, but it is actually a blatant robbery. Now, John has to live with the steeper but lower wealth line if the government admits the robbery and devaluates the yen. There is no crisis then. However, if the government does not confess the robbery and refuses to devaluate, to claim that the old wealth line still exists, John should exchange his holding of yen into dollar along this line. His wealth, in terms of dollar, then remains unaffected, 10 million. More than that, since the market exchange rate is 200, John should next exchange the dollar into yen to obtain 2,000 million yen from the black market. If the government still maintains the old official exchange rate, John can then re-exchange the yen into $20 million from the authority. And he can do so repeatedly to expand his wealth. This is called arbitrage. Arbitrage is possible whenever there are two prices for the same thing. But the stock of foreign reserve in the central bank is diminishing. Eventually, the central bank director must tell the government that he cannot hold the exchange rate fixed anymore, or the reserve will deplete. This is the real crisis. Many governments think they are very powerful and are able to keep some prices fixed, only to invite arbitrage and to inflict crisis.